Morning, everyone. Today we're gonna do a practice a little more intense. We're gonna mix in a bit of calisthenics, switch it up a little bit from what we normally do. So, by all means, please follow us. If you need a break, take a quick break, join us again. Just do what you can. Take it with a big, big smile. It's gonna be fun times, a bit of extra cardio. Okay? Still yoga, so still really, really pay attention to your breathing. We'll start with one Om together. Hands to the heart. Notice your breath. Inhale for Om. Little bow. Release the hands, opening the eyes. Let's start with just ankles. So doing figure 8 with my feet, ankles, knees. Go ahead and reverse the direction. All right, move it up to the hips. See if you can activate your Ujjayi breathing. Reverse. Beautiful shoulders. Adding elbows. Bigger circles. And forward shoulders. Elbows. Release. Big circles with the arms. And open, close the hands. Are you breathing? Reverse. Release. Shake it away. A little bit of head and neck. Reverse. Center. Feet a tiny bit wider, not very much. Side stretch, left hand out. Right arm lifts, stretching over. Really feeling the right side stretching. Try not to let the hip hop too far forward or back. Inhale, exhale down. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, bend over. Breathe. Try to keep the eyes somewhat steady. Inhale up, exhale, release. Beautiful. We're going to do a little something that's kind of like a pranayama mixed with qigong, if you will. So I got my knees a bit wider. Looks like this. My arms are up. With a strong exhale, I twist, turn around, bend the knees. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, second side. You can go at your pace. I'm going to go quite fast. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Take a moment to just stand, observe. Close your eyes if you like. Softly opening the eyes. Cool. We're going to do some leg warm-up, hip warm-up. Take the right knee up. Take some circles with the right knee. If it's easy enough, you can even do it with a straight leg. Good. Other direction. Beautiful. Second leg. Other direction. Nice, shake it all the way. Whew. Tiny bit more for the back. So we're going to bend forward, going to the right side and try not to lift. Really feel the side stretching. And then I'm cheating, lifting a bit, but trying not to lift too much back. Ooh, yeah. Left and front. And then reverse. Side. Back. Side. And front. Again, try to go with a bit of breath. Maybe as you go back. Inhale. Exhale as you go forward. One more round. Cool. And then if you want to add another little back bend, just here standing, really warming up the spine. And when you've had enough of that, forward fold, hold the elbows, bend the knees as much as you need to. Beautiful. Release the hands, roll up like a wave. Well, let's start with some sun salutes. Coming to the top of your mat, Samastitihi. Inhale, Ekam, gaze up, arms up. Dve, exhale, forward fold. Trini, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step the right foot back. Take a breath here. Step the left foot back, plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. We're going to bring the right foot forward. Hold for a moment. Left foot forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, arms overhead. If you want a little back bend, Samastitihi. Side 2. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, left foot back. Inhale, right foot back. Exhale, Chaturanga. Gaze a bit forward. Inhale. Really open, open, open. Exhale. So do just a bit less explanation about each pose here. It's a bit more of a go class. Remember to check out all our how-tos and some of the other classes that go a little bit slower, a little more in detail. Here we're going to really focus on breath, keeping your gaze steady. Left foot forward, right foot forward. Exhale, surrender, fold. Inhale, rise. Maybe again, back bend. Exhale, close. Surya A. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up. Exhale, downward dog. Look forward. Now you have a few options. We're going to jump forward and back quite a few times. So option 1, jump, jump, 1, 2, jump, jump, 1, 2. If that's easy for you, work on jump, jump. So go ahead, let's do 10. Back to downward dog. And those were pretty quick 10. Some of you managed to do about 6 or 7. Don't worry about it. Forward to plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Stay for a few breaths. Back to plank. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, plank. Feel free to use the knees. Exhale, Chaturanga. Just 3 more. Inhale, slowly plank. Exhale, slowly down. Inhale, plank. Exhale, slowly down. Inhale, plank. Last one, down. Upward dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Taking it almost as a release. You can see most of us actually took Cobra. And that's fine. That means the knees are down. But that may be more intense. So either bend the elbows or if you need to lift the knees off the ground. Downward dog. Take another 2-3 breaths to re-steady the breath. Right foot forward, left knee down, low lunge. Sink the hips deep. Lift the belly, lift the chest. Any variation of hands that feels good for you today. Hands to the hips, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Here we go, we're going to do 10. Slowly bend the left knee. Inhale, try to straighten both. Exhale, gaze steady. Coming up without too much momentum. Call that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, see if you can slow it down. 8, 9, 10, back to high lunge. Hold, arms up. Maybe gaze up, optional. Breathe. Hands down. Going to plank. Slowly Chaturanga. If you want 3 times plank Chaturanga. If you want 5, we'll meet in downward dog. I know, there's inflation. Numbers are growing fast here. Left foot, right forward, right knee down, coming to low lunge. And whatever feels good for you, hands on the knees, hips behind you. Remember to activate your bandhas. Here we go. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Exhale as you go down. Inhale, straighten back. Exhale. 1. With control. Especially on the coming up. It's much harder to go slower. Just one more. And then high lunge. Chaturanga. Maybe another Chaturanga. Downward dog. If you do take a second Chaturanga, you don't need to take a second upward dog, just Chaturanga, press back, down dog. If you need a child's pose, rest. Look between the hands, jump forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, maybe a little back bend. And Samasthiti. Cool. Bend the knees, Utkatasana. Lift the heels, lower the hips a lot. 5. 6. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, take the hips a bit higher as you jump back, Chaturanga. Inhale. Exhale. Coming forward to plank. Slowly, knee to opposite elbow. I'm really hearing my breath. Every exhale takes me to the elbow. I hover there for a second. If it's easy, try to go higher than the elbow. Hula, much more core work. Closer to the armpit. More work. Can feel it in my shoulders, back, core. Just a few more. If you've had enough, rest in downward dog. Downward dog. Right foot, warrior one. Take a little twist here to the right. Stay tall with the spine. More back bend options, left arm up if you like. Really make the twist your priority. Inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga. If you want, times 3, times 5. Also remember, if you do them with the knees, let's say you started no knees, now you get tired, you want knees. It's perfectly awesome. It's perfect, better than skipping altogether. Left foot, warrior one. Presence with the hands as you turn to the left. Bend the knees, twist. Optional back bend. Inhale, warrior. Exhale, Chaturanga. Same, times 3, times 5, times 2. Whatever is reasonable for you. Gaze a bit forward. Eyes relaxed. Try to pay attention to your breathing as you do so. And downward doggy, right? You don't always have to go to the max. Just keep the repetitions. Keep the practice alive. That's really what we're aiming for. Okay. Right foot forward. Up to warrior one. B3, right arm underneath the left, eagle arms. Reach a bit forward. More warming up the spine, tons of back bends. Really make sure you're activating your bandhas to protect your spine. Inhale up. Exhale into the lizard. Hands to the inside of the right foot. By all means, you can put the hands on the block. Remember, you can open the right knee to the side, stay up, or eventually lower to the forearms. Staying with breath. And zooming through the exits, left knee forward coming up, airplane if you have the airplane, airplane deluxe if you're lifting the back knee, and then for those of us that take the arm balance, Ekapada Kundinyasa, take the arm balance. Stay there for 3-4 breaths, Chaturanga, or lift up to chin stand. Meeting in down dog. Here we go. Left foot, warrior one. Left arm underneath the right for eagle arms. Lengthen and then go back. Inhale up, exhale lizard. Making sure your left foot's a bit more forward than the left knee. Lowering to whatever is reasonable for you. Deepening your exhales. Exiting. Airplane deluxe, or into your arm balance, Ekapada Kundinyasa. Downward doggy. Change things up a bit, so we're going to move the on the belly way earlier, coming forward to plank, lower down to the belly. Well, set yourself up. Inhale, begin to lift the chest, lift the legs, arms alongside the body, maybe clasp the hands. Breathing, keep the eyes relaxed. Stay here, or if you like, bring the arms forward. Breathe. And rest. Boom. We're going to do another one. This one's really nice for strengthening the lower back. So it's like a swimming almost. So if it's too much, you can just repeat what you've done before. Inhale, chest up, legs up, arms up. And pull the elbows, arms back, chest up. Reach and pull back. I find I've tried them both. Exhale back and inhale back. Both work. The important thing is that you just keep the breath steady. Three more. And rest. Move your hips a bit from side to side. We'll take a little shoulder stretch. So take the right arm to the right side. It's about nose height. Start to roll onto the right shoulder. If it's easy enough, maybe you're placing a foot behind you on the ground. Fall that still easy, both feet, hips move to the right, left hand goes behind. Breathing. If everything is still easy, move your knees towards the left. Beautiful. Back to center. We'll switch sides. Left arm to the left side. Please do look at your left hand. See that it's a little higher than your shoulder, more around nose level. Still on the ground. But just, if we take the hand too high up or too low, we kind of lose the stretch. Once we turn, we want it to be somewhat of a T. The knees is needed. Keep focusing on the breath. Slowly coming back to center. We'll do one more on the belly. Dhanurasana. Bend the knees. Take hold of the feet or the ankles. Inhale, lift the legs. Exhale, lift the chest. Focus on keeping the forehead relaxed. Up, stay up there. Rest in cobra. If you need a child's pose, by all means, go take a child's pose. Pull the ribs forward, shoulders back. If you want super intensity, bend the knees. Don't worry about head to feet, just in that direction. I can totally feel my lower back more. And downward dog. So we're going to do again a few of those jump forwards back to extra strengthen and cardio. This time you have two options, same what we did before, or add a Chaturanga. So it'll look like jump forward, jump back, Chaturanga, plank, jump forward. Join me. By all means, if the Chaturanga is too much, either skip or do it with the knees. We'll do less. Maintain breath. Two more. Forward, lengthen, take the feet apart, forward fold, hold the elbows, rest. Release the hands, bend the knees, roll up to stand. Cool. Open the right foot to the right side for prasarita. Seat, clasp the hands or strap. Lengthen, belly in. Exhale, forward fold. If your hamstrings are tight, or if you have an injury, bend a lot in the legs. Over time, if there's no injury, straighten the legs. Breathe into the intensity. If you bend the knees a lot, that's great. You're still getting a forward fold and shoulder stretch. Try and take your head towards the left leg. If you're straight, relatively straight in the legs, intensify probably in the legs a bit. Head to center and then other side. Back to center. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Cool. Narrow your stance a bit, heels a bit in. Bend the knees. Some people call this goddess. We're going to go ride horses. Ready? Lift the heels. Lower down. So what we're doing is we're going up and down a tiny bit. Sorry, I just made this one up. Up and down a bit with the hips, which will save us time, because for me, when I do this quite quickly, I'm going to start to feel my thighs, my quads. It's not a ton of work on them in yoga, a little bit in the warriors. So just light little pulses, still breathing. Stop pulsing, lower the hips down, lower, maybe to knee height. Heels higher, take the arms out to the side. Breathe. Release. Coming up, shake it all away. It's almost over, folks. I'm kidding. Take the arms behind the back, reverse namaste. Step the right foot back. Hips adjust to the front. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise back up. Focus your mind. Bring the hips forward, right knee forward, maybe right leg straightens. Point the toes, see if you can lift a little higher without leaning the back backwards. Stay tall with your spine. Into Warrior 3, try to skip the floor. Don't touch the floor, chest forward. Right leg back, gaze a little forward. Breathing. If you need to, you can bend in the standing leg. Coming forward, same thing, to standing, right leg forward. Last one, take it back, Warrior 3. And forward, hold, 3, smile, 1, release. Great. Shake it away. We're going to skip the second side left. Oh no, we're not. Here we go. Taking the arms if you've released them. Stepping the left foot back, the hips adjust to the front. Inhale, a feeling of space. Exhale, forward fold. left leg forward. Warrior 3. Standing, left leg forward. Warrior 3. Forward to stand, left leg in front of you. Hold 3, 2, 1. Release. Shake it away, shake it away, shake it away now. Good job, everybody. Wrists. Okay. Feet a bit apart. Lift the heels, tiny bit more legs. Slowly lower down. Just to knee height. And then back up. Try to keep the heels up. If not, don't worry about it. Try to keep the knees in. Up and down, following breath. Exhale as you bend the knees. Inhale as you press up. Just a few more. Two more. Come on up. Keep the heels up, arms over the head. Hold. Lift the heels, lift the heels. 7-inch stilettos. Stiletto beach walking. Lower down, squat. All the way down, let the heels rest as far as they'll go. Take a break. Keep the chest lifted. So we're going to do a tiny bit of crow. We'll do one crow jumps, and then one more crow to Chaturanga. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We're supposed to scream together. Ah! No, I'm kidding. It's not that bad. So let's start with just working on your crow. And elbows high as possible to the armpits. Remember to shift the weight forward. Keep the gaze forward. Try to lift up the hips. Try to lift up the heels. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, 1. Chaturanga. Upward. If you walk back to Chaturanga, that's awesome too, right? And downward dog. Crow jumps. What? Here's what it looks like. You're going to build up all the upper body muscles and your core. The main thing is look forward. If you look down, it's okay. You'll probably just flip over, take a little roll. I've done that in front of my students. They all laughed like crazy. It's good. Maybe you can laugh too. What I'm doing is I'm coming close to the legs. I'm looking forward and I'm not jumping the feet. This kind of usually makes us feel like we have too big of a bum. No matter how big your bum is, you need to move a bit forward towards your head. And start now by doing what I'm doing. And feel, wow, so much more pressure on the tippy toes versus the wrist. Right? That's what you're supposed to feel like. Your tippy fingers, not toes, tippy fingers are really pressing down. And then shift the weight forward. Keep the gaze forward. I feel my tips of my fingers pressing down. Try to jump up, tap the side of the arms and down. So up, tap the side of the arms and down. And you may be not reaching there. Maybe you're reaching barely your elbows. That's fine. Shift more weight forward. It's scary, I know. You can place a block in front of you or a cushion if you feel like, oh my God, this is too scary. And jump. And jump. If this is way too easy, you take it a little further back. and jump, and jump. If it's still too easy, go further back. If it's super challenging and you're frustrated, just keep practicing. 10 more times and we're over. 1, 2, 3. If this is too much for you, you can also just bring knee, elbow, knee, elbow, knee, elbow. That will probably bring a lot of strength as well. Keep practicing whatever you're doing. We're almost over. Last one, crow. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Fly back, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing smiley face. Exhale, downward facing doggy. Good job, everybody. Take 2 breaths here, let everything relax. Slowly coming forward into plank. We're going to turn on to the sides. So either left hand or right hand. I've got my left hand down. Hips up, right arm up to the sky. Hold for a moment here your plank. And then bring your right hand, if you have the left hand down, otherwise the opposite, down to the hips. And begin to go up and down with your hips. Try to keep them in one line. Maybe even keeping the left arm straight. And just up and down, up and down. See if you can breathe while you're doing so. Beautiful. Plank, Chaturanga, upward facing, and downward facing. Let's go for the second side. Coming to the side plank, Vaishishtasana. Breathing. Hand to the hip, and up and down with the hips. You can of course do this with one knee down, or a foot behind you, just whatever modifications you need to take. Beautiful plank. Hold plank for a moment. Fill up between the shoulder blades, rest. If you need to lower the knees, lower the knees. Beautiful. Try to lower both elbows down to the ground. If you can, simultaneously, dolphin. Try to lift both elbows up at the same time. Downward dog. Let's do a few rounds of this. Elbows down, elbows up. 1-1 is fine too. Elbows down and up. Keep going. A few more. Beautiful. Dolphin, one more time. This time walk the feet a little bit closer. Lift the hips up, come up to the tippy toes. So your hips are as much as possible over the shoulders, burn the shoulders a bit. Downward dog. Forward to plank. Lower Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Or Cobra. Back to Chaturanga. Up to plank. Take the hands wider than your mat. Gaze forward, slow motion. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, come up. You can use the knees, just 5. 1. Exhale. 3. With breath. 4. 5. And a half. Lower down. Hands on the mat. Lift up again, baby cobra or cobra. Move the hips a little more forward, preparing for the back bends. Chest forward, shoulders back. Downward dog. Take the feet a little wider, maybe a little closer. Bend the knees, stretch the shoulders. Rest. Back to downward dog. One more vinyasa. Plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing. Jump through to your seat. Beautiful. Let's take a little break for the wrists. We'll do a moment of chicken wings, palms facing up, hands inside the hip crease, elbows to the inside of the knees. Close the knees. If your breath is calm, awesome. If you need to calm it down, simply elongate the exhales. Soft, deep breath. Maybe the knees close just a bit more. Amazing release. Navasana. Lift the belly in, tuck the belly in and lift it up a bit. Lift the legs up. Try to straighten the arms. Stay here, or if possible, straighten the legs. See if you can rotate the thighs a bit in so both kneecaps are facing you. Breathe. Cross the legs, hands, fists, or if you need blocks. Lift maybe the hips. Maybe you can lift the legs up. And lower down. Let's go again. Navasana. See that your head and neck are relaxed here. Shoulders relaxed. It's your hip flexors and your core that are working. Cross maybe the other leg on top, left leg on top. Lift and release. Here we go again. Gets easier if you smile. Cross, lift. Lower down, last one. Lower part way, almost 3/4. Shoulder blades off the ground, feet off the ground. If it's too much, legs higher. If it's easy enough, hands to the heart. If it's still easy, arms over the head, breathe. Eyes relaxed. Ujjayi. Shavasana. Lower down, take a big breath. Relax everything, maybe even bring the knees to the chest and give yourself a loving hug. Beautiful. Feet on the ground. My feet are hip width or a tiny bit wider, knees moving in towards each other. Lift the hips up for bridge. Roll the shoulders a bit under. Just warming up here. Lift the hips, stretching the belly. Beautiful. Lower the hips, almost touching the ground, and lift back up. Slow and steady with breath. We'll go up and down. And keep moving your breath, your movement. Feet grounded on the ground. Legs working. At the top, maybe the glutes are tiny working. When you reach the top, even chest moves a bit towards the chin. It's okay if the knees are not touching, but keep them just not going too wide apart. Keep going, just a few more. Here we go, last one. Come up, hold, hold. And if you want, knees in and out. Knees in and out, breathing. Little smile here. Keep going until you can start feeling your glutes. Rest. Bring the knees to the chest. Give yourself a nice, loving hug. Sometimes we get very demanding of our body. Other people get completely non-demanding of their bodies. We need to find the balance. Demand and love. Have discipline and learn to relax. Great, let's go for a full back bend. So you can repeat the bridge. If you have the full upward bow, Urdhva Dhanurasana, I'm gonna go up, and if you wanna see the first one quickly, you can. I'm gonna do mini little, I don't know, they're not push-ups. Maybe they could be considered. So I'm up, and then I'm just bending up and down. So join me when you're ready. You can try and do 10, 15, take a break and come up again. Important is to keep the breath alive. Coming up without the push-ups is also fantastic. And you need to rest, lower down. You can move the knees from side to side with your wipers. If your wrists are hurting a bit, you can place hands back to back to stretch a bit. We'll come up again. You can do the same thing. You can come up without the fancy push-ups. You can come up to bridge if you're losing energy. Here we go. Your choice. What's right for you today? Maybe just 5 rounds of the push-ups. Hold for another 2-3 breaths if you can, and lower down. Rest. You guys are doing great. We have one more to go. Okay? Lift up. Just try to hold it as long as you can. Forget push-ups. Forget anything else. Lift up and breathe. Two more. lower down. Knees to the chest, a nice loving hug. You've deserved it. You get some supine twists. Move the hips to one side, maybe to the right. Knees to the left, either together or ego. Right arm opens, gaze towards the right hand. Every exhale allows the right shoulder to relax a bit down. Eyes soften. Switch sides, please. As you come up, this time, the hips move to the left, knees to the right. Gaze goes to the left hand. Eyes relax. Breath deepens. Slowly coming up. Knees to the chest. Left foot on the ground, right leg up to the sky. If you can, reach and hold the foot. If not, take a strap. If it's easy enough, straighten the left leg down to the ground. And go ahead, lift the belly, lift the chest towards the leg, hold. Work both ends. Mostly the belly and chest working. The legs kind of relaxing. The inhale is a mini activation of the leg. Exhale, a bit deeper surrender. Lower the head down, lower the leg down. Let's switch. Left leg up. Again, your choice. Right knee can be bending if it's too much. Chest, head up. Release down, knees to the chest one more time. I'm going to roll up to sit and take a vinyasa, so come up. Meeting in the downward dog. Jump through to sit. One forward fold. Both legs straight. Belly in, lengthen and forward fold. If it's tight on the hamstrings, bend the knees. If it's a hamstring injury, follow Kasha with the Baddha Konasana. It's hard to tilt the hips forward, sit on a block as Dan is demonstrating. Beautiful. We're going to take a headstand, and so if you need to use the wall, use the wall. I'm going to do a headstand with a bit of core work, If it's too much for you to go all the way up in a headstand, you can simply come up to downward dog headstand. Lift one leg and then the other leg. And do that 10 times, rest in child's pose, and maybe even repeat again. That's perfectly fine. If you lift halfway, that's great. If you lift all the way, fancy. You can just stay up in the headstand. Or if there is a lowering of the legs, try to lower the legs down towards the mat and back up. I'll try to do 5. Breathing. And after 5, you can take a break or do 8 or do 10. For those that this is easy, do some across. And just holding the headstand or the half headstand is great. If you've had enough, you can rest in child's pose or in headstand. Trying is what matters, right? And so for those of you that are afraid of falling, please always try again and again. If you ever fall, just simply release the hands to protect the fingers and roll over. It's good to learn to fall and roll over. You can always put more blankets or something on the other side to soften it. Child's pose for just 2 more breaths. Vinyasa. If you're kaput, go to downward dog. Take a moment in downward dog. Good job, everybody. Jump through to your seat. Take lotus if you have it. Cross the legs otherwise. Last little work before mini meditation. Hands can be on the ground. I'm going to do fists, easier on the wrist and a little more height. You can also put your hands on blocks, maybe just lifting the hips. Maybe one knee for 5 breaths, one knee for 5 breaths. Maybe both up for 10. 9, 8, 7, breathing, 5, 4, relax the neck, 2, 1, release down. Good job, everybody. Amazing. Sit down for a moment before Shavasana. Just close your eyes, feel the energy in the body. Sense of gratitude, your body, your mat, your efforts, the people here with me helping us create this movie for you. We'll sure be grateful if you leave us a little comment, if you share it with your friends especially. Why not help everybody get into better shape? Hands to the heart. One Om together. Thank you, everyone. Lower down, take Shavasana. We're going to say goodbye now to let you stay in a good long Shavasana. Namaste.